because before we begin anything, we should also always say Bismillah. Okay, so hopefully you've all said that and you'll remember that. I'm not going to go through the rules. You all know the rules. If you remember, we've got 7 sessions, and we're on our 4th one, so we're talking about morals today. So does anybody know what morals means? What do you think it means, the word moral? Have a guess maybe, so you can raise your hand or you can write in the chat. So Mushtaba, you'd like to have explain to me what morals is. Would you like to have a go?
Yes.
Yeah.
A moral is like, sometimes when you read a story, the moral is there's something that you learn in the story. So the thing that you learn in the story, that's the moral. And sometimes in the book, it even says what the moral was.
Right, excellent, well done. So we get moral stories and all that. Yeah, well done. That's a really good example there. Excellent. How about Shabba? What were you going to say?
So moral means respect.
Okay. Yeah. So a good example of a moral is respecting others. Excellent, well done. Can anybody give me some other examples? So Muhammad has written manners. Yep, manners, good manners are good morals. Well done. Excellent. Anybody else want to have a go? What else do you think is a moral? Mustafa, did you want to add something? Your hand, or is it still up from before? Oh, okay, I think you put your hand down. All right, so we're going to be talking about moral. So I've got a poster here, and it says right is right, even if no one is doing it. And wrong is wrong, even if everyone is doing it. So if we think about that, that tells us that what is right is always right. So for example, telling the truth is always right. But wrong is wrong, even if everybody is doing it. So if everybody is lying, that doesn't mean that lying is the right thing to do, but just because everybody is doing it. Wrong is wrong, even if everybody is doing it. So we have to make a decision about what is right and what is wrong, okay? And this is all about our morals. So good morals are those in which you make the choice, or you decide what is right and what is wrong. So Benin Musa has also added in honest, exactly. So you know that it is right to be honest. It's wrong to be dishonest or to tell lies. Okay, so this is a really, a useful thing to think about, because sometimes we think that just because everybody else is doing something, it is probably right. Okay, so let's say eating sweets. If you see everybody eating sweets, and you might think, oh, your parents maybe say to you, you're not allowed to eat sweets, or not too many sweets because they're not good for you. Just because everybody is eating sweets doesn't mean that it's okay to eat sweets. And because if you eat too many sweets, your teeth will get ruined and it's not good for you. Your sugar levels will go high. So we have to bear this in mind. And if it's right, even if nobody else is doing it. So let's say in the classroom, nobody is listening to your teacher and they're being really naughty and everyone is talking. But if you sit there quietly because you know it is right, then you are doing the right thing. And even though nobody else did the right thing, you have got good manners, you've got good morals, and you know what's right. Sometimes, though, it can be hard for us to decide what is right and what is wrong. And this is what we have to learn. And as we grow, even adults don't always know what's right and wrong. But we always have to try and think for ourselves about what is right and what is wrong. And the best thing that we have to teach us what is right and what is wrong is our religion, Islam, because Islam teaches us so many good morals, good manners, and Allah is telling us all the time to make the right choices, and He gives us strength to make the right choices. However, even if we do make a wrong choice, He does help us to make the right choices, or He forgives us, so He can also helping us. But we have to make sure try and make sure we make the right choice. So we should always pray to Allah that He helps us to make the right choice, whatever we are doing. All right, so we ask Allah for His help to make the right decision, the right choice. Okay, so here's an example, and this is something that Mustafa was actually talking about a little bit. Moral stories. So I'm sure in your schools, your teachers, or even at home, maybe your parents have told you stories with good morals. So moral is a story. It tells you something that you should learn from right and wrong. So I'm sure perhaps many of you have heard this story about the boy who cried wolf. Has anyone heard this story before?
I've heard it.
You've heard it, Benin. Okay, excellent. Well done. So many of you may have heard this story at school, but let's have a read of it and think about what's the moral. What does this story teach us? Okay, so let's have a read. There was once a boy who looked after a sheep. The boy was bored. One day he played a trick on the villagers. The boy cried out that there was a wolf attacking his sheep, even though there wasn't one. So there he is with his sheep, and he's shouting out, "Wolf, wolf," because he was a bit bored and he wanted to play a trick on the villagers. So what happened? What happened? So Mustafa, you said you've heard this book. What happened when he called out, "Wolf, wolf"?
The thing that happened when he cried out wolf, the villagers were very worried and they came out, but then it was actually not.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. Well done. So Muhammad said the same. All of the villagers came out. Well done. So the villagers came up the hill to save the sheep. When they got there, there was no wolf. And you can see the boy here laughing. "You must not tell lies," said the villagers. And they went back to their village. So they're not very happy there. They came all the way up the hill to come and save the sheep, but there was actually no wolf. Right, soon the boy was bored again. And he shouted, "Wolf, wolf!" The villagers rushed up the hill to save the sheep. When they got there, there was no wolf again. The boy laughed at them again. And if you can see, they're all not very happy. They're very angry. Yeah, okay, good. So some of you are telling me you've heard the story. Good. I want you to tell me what the moral is. So I'm just showing you a little brief story. I'm just saying it shortly. "You must not tell lies," shouted the villagers. They went back down to the village. Okay, and I don't think he's learnt his lesson, because he's still looking a bit cheeky and thinking he might do it again. Later that day, a wolf did come up to the field. The boy shouted and shouted, "Wolf, wolf!" But this time, no one came to help, and the wolf ate all the sheep. Right, so what is the moral of the story? What do we learn from this story? Okay, if you can put your hand up so then I know who wants to speak.
No lying.
Okay, is that Iram?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, who's that? Who's me?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you tell me your name.
My name is Muhammad Ali.
Okay, so can you tell me the moral of the story?
So sometimes if you lie, it's actually like bad things. Makes your parents angry, makes the whole world angry. So you must not lie. It's actually bad. It's actually bad.
Yeah.
Allah thinks you're being a naughty boy, and then he's gonna give you a punishment.
Right, okay, so yes, Allah doesn't like those who lie. Okay, and even sometimes you might be playing a trick. Maybe you're playing, or maybe you're trying to joke, but sometimes it can get a bit too far and it becomes a lie. So you have to be careful. Well done, thank you for that. Excellent.
You're welcome.
And Mazhar, did you want to add something?
If we tell lies, then if we tell tricks, then sometimes people come, but when it do it every time, then sometimes people get angry and they do not come.
I didn't hear you. Can you say it again? I didn't hear you very well. Mazhar, sorry, can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you very well.
If someone says lie, then they do not trust on them.
Yeah, so then they're not going to trust you. So sometimes you might even do it at home. So I tell you what, my son sometimes, he keeps saying, ow, and he falls over and he says, I broke my arm and I broke my leg and I've broken this. And now sometimes I say to him, don't do that, because I won't know if something really has happened to you. Because if you keep telling me something and it's not true, then if you really break your hand one day, I won't know that it's actually broken because you keep saying it. So we have to be careful when we're saying things. We should always try and be truthful, okay? Because otherwise other people won't know what to believe. Shabbo, did you want to add something to that?
So if you lie too many times, like 3 or 2 times, nobody's gonna come. Even if you lie one time, they might not come either.
Yeah, exactly. And people will stop trusting you then, because they'll think, oh, this person just keeps telling lies, so maybe he's not telling the truth. So when you're really telling the truth, they won't believe you. Okay, well done. So Muhammad has also said something like this. He said, the moral is to tell the truth. Good. So to have a good moral, the moral there is that you should tell the truth. The lesson that we should be doing, the right thing that we should be doing is to tell the truth. And Sirat Fatima has also said we should not speak lies. Yeah, we should definitely not tell lies. And we shouldn't trick people. Yeah, we shouldn't trick people. We can joke with people sometimes, so it is nice to have a joke, but you should make sure you don't take it too seriously and you don't do something serious and trick people. Okay, excellent, well done. So that was the moral of that story. The moral of this story is, if you tell lies, people won't believe you when you do tell the truth. So that's very important to remember. Does anybody have another example of a story that they've heard that's got a moral to it? Have you heard of any other moral stories? You can put your hand up if you know. Or, yep. Which moral story do you know? I think somebody's unmuted. Who's that?
I heard a story people. So a boy was like saying lion. Then he said lion. Then the people came, but they said stop saying that. We're gonna be scared if you get really. That they got so angry. Then a real lion came, and then he said lion, but the people didn't come.
Okay, excellent, well done. Okay, yeah, so that's another example. Good. I'll tell you another example that you may have heard of. Have you heard of the story of the tortoise and the hare? Now, a tortoise is a very, very slow animal, and the hare is much faster. So hare is a bit like a rabbit, and it's very, very fast. So one day the tortoise and the rabbit were having a race. Sorry, the tortoise and the hare were having a race. And the hare was all proud of himself. And he said, I'm going to win because obviously I'm much, much faster. And the tortoise is so, so slow. So they started this race. And because the hare thought that he was going to win, he went and had a nap somewhere. And he stopped on the journey on the way. And because he did that, the tortoise actually won the race. Okay, so that's the moral as well, because it teaches you that just because you're faster or just because you think you can do something doesn't always mean that you will be the winner. Okay, so you should always try your best and do it properly if you want to win something. Okay, Mohammed, what did you want to say? Sorry? Okay, I didn't hear that, Mohammed, clearly. Okay, Fatima, did you want to share a story? Some of you, Mustafa, saying he hasn't heard of any. Okay, maybe you haven't heard of some moral stories, but that's fine. A moral is basically when you make the right decision. So I've got some moral cards here, some moral dilemmas. Okay, so I want you to think about this. Imagine this happens to you. You are having a test at school, okay? And you see that your friend is cheating on this maths test. What should you do? What is the right thing? Remember, the moral thing to do is the right thing. What is the right thing to do? Should you cheat as well? Or should you do something else? What is the right thing to do?
Tell the truth.
Benin, did you want to tell me?
Tell the truth.
Yep. So what should you do? How should you tell the truth?
Like if someone if you want to tell them, not lie to them. If you have a bad exam or bad homework, then you shouldn't lie. You just need to be honest to your parents.
Yeah, okay, definitely. You should definitely be honest to your parents and to your teachers and to your friends. Excellent. Benin, what were you going to say? Benin, can you unmute yourself? Mustafa said, tell the teacher. Well done. How about Fatima Mirza? What did you want to say? Oh, sorry, Benin's unmuted now. Benin, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that tell somebody grown up.
Yeah, okay, so tell an adult, maybe the teacher. Well done. Thank you. And Fatima Mirza, what were you going to say?
Like, tell the person, your friend, that tell it really nicely that you shouldn't do that. It's bad to do it.
Excellent, well done. And I like how you said tell them nicely. So don't be rude to them. We should tell them nicely. That's excellent. Okay, let's have another dilemma. You break your mom's favorite vase at home. Okay, by mistake, you've broken it. She thinks your sibling did it. So she thinks maybe your brother or your sister did it. So what should you do? What's the right thing to do? Should you just let your mom think that your brother or sister did it? What do we think is the right thing? Mazo, did you want to answer that one? What do you think?
We should tell the truth and say sorry.
Okay, yep, so you should tell your parents the truth. Excellent, Sirat, well done, and say sorry as well, excellent. And Sirat Fatima said, I would tell your mom that I did it, well done. And Mohammed said, no, tell the truth. And Mustafa Reza also said, tell the truth. Good, that's really good. It looks like you've all got very good morals. Sometimes, though, I'll tell you, sometimes it's a little bit hard to tell the truth. I know that maybe if you're in that position and your mom has said that maybe your brother did it, you will feel a little bit relieved because you think, oh, maybe you're not in trouble. But even though it might be easier to tell the truth, Allah is happier, to tell the lie, Allah is happier with you if you tell the truth. Okay, so always tell the truth, even if it's difficult. All right. Iram's iPhone, what did you want to say?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth. Okay, excellent. What's your name there? Can I rename you so I have your name?
My name?
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali Shah.
Muhammad Ali Shah. Okay, because it's coming up maybe with your parents' name, so I'm just going to rename it. Muhammad. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Muhammad Ali Shah. All right. And Mazhar, what were you going to say?
We should not say that my brother did it.
What would you do?
We should not say that my brother did it, my sister did it.
So you should make sure you let them know that your brother didn't do it?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, excellent. Well done. Good. And Nabiha has also said, tell the truth and say sorry. Well done. Mustafa Reza also said that, tell the truth. Yes, we will play a Kahoot at the end. Okay, good. Excellent. Well done. So another 2 questions. You went to the shop, maybe you brought some sweeties, and you've been given too much change in the shop, and you only realize when you're leaving the shop. Do you go back in and hand it back, or should you just keep that money? So let's say you brought some, I don't know, maybe you brought a drink, and it was £2, and you gave them a £5 note, but and they gave you too much change. They gave you more change than you needed. What should you do? Is there someone who hasn't had a go yet that would like to say something? Raise your hand if you want to say something. I'd like to hear from some children that haven't said anything today. Right, well done. Sira Fatima said they should go back and give it back. Arwa, what would you do?
Give the money back.
Okay, excellent. Well done. So you'd be honest and you'd give the money back. Good. Well done. And Mustafa, as I said, hand the amount back that you don't need. Excellent. So the money that's extra, you give that back. Well done. Mustafa Ali, what would you do?
I would give the money. I would give the extra money back and keep the money that's my actual change.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to give all of it back, but you should, yeah, give back the extra money. Well done. Excellent. Okay, one last dilemma. Let's say you're walking in the park and you find a £20 note. Okay, what do you do? Now, it could be tempting. You could have something really nice that you wanted to buy that was £20, and you could think, oh, it would be really good if I just, you know, I've got money now, I can go and buy it. But what should you do? So Nabia said, be honest. Good. What else could you do? What else? I mean, who else wants to add to that? Again, let's try and have someone that we haven't had. Nabiha, would you like to tell us? What would you do with that money? Nabiha Abbas?
I will put it on the side, and the person whose note it will be, he will take it.
Yeah, okay, so you might just put it on the side, so hopefully that person who's dropped it.
Or I will give it to an adult or the security guard.
Right, yeah, that's another good idea. Excellent. So you could just leave it there so that maybe the person who's dropped it could come back and find it. Or if there is somebody you can hand it to, you can give it to them so that then they can keep it, so like a lost property or the security person. Excellent, well done. You could try and find the owner, but that might take some time. But if you can find the owner, that's really good. So maybe actually sometimes when we're in a shop or when you might be walking, somebody might just drop something out their pocket. So you can try and tell them so that they can pick it up and have it rather than you taking it yourself. And I'm sure no one would do that. So that's brilliant. Muhammad Ali Shah, what would you like to add to that? Or was your hand up from before?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't throw my hand up.
Okay, don't worry, no problem. All right, so these are some dilemmas, and we have these tests in our life all the time, and we should remember that sometimes these are just little tests, and Allah wants to see what we decide to do. So sometimes things are so tempting, but He wants to see if we can make the right decision. So to pass that test, you need to make the right choice, okay? So even sometimes if a bad idea, so the wrong thought comes into your mind, you have to be strong and you have to think, no, I have to do what is right, okay? Well done. Okay, so let's move on. Now, today, as you can see, probably from my background as well, what is one of the main topics that one of the topics you think I might want to talk to you about today, as well as morals? What important thing is happening at the moment for us? Fatima.
Hajj started.
Excellent, well done. So Hajj has started, well done. Now, what is Hajj? So Hajj is a very, very special time of the year for all Muslims, okay? And we are required, so once you're an adult and once you are earning money, you should save enough money so that you can go for a Hajj at least one time in your life. And Hajj is the most, is called when you go for pilgrimage. Well done, Muhammad Ali Raza Shah, excellent. So when you go for Hajj, you are doing pilgrimage. And Hajj is a wajib act, so Allah wants us to do it. So Allah says to us, when you are old enough, or when you have enough money, if you are fit enough, you should go for Hajj at least once in your lifetime. And the most amazing thing about Hajj is that when you go for Hajj, you come back. So let's say you went from England and you go for Hajj. when you come back to England or wherever you are like somebody new. You're like a newborn baby because Allah has forgiven your sins. You go for Hajj and Allah forgives you for those things that you might do wrong if you ask for forgiveness while you are there. So it's a really important time of the year. And definitely during this time, you have a special day which is coming up on Friday. And what is that special day that's coming up on Friday? Mustafa Ali. Yeah.
The special day that's coming on Friday is Eid al-Adha.
Excellent, well done to Eid al-Adha, and that is the Eid that we celebrate at the time of Hajj. Okay, so when Hajj is happening, so normally, so now this year is a bit different because of the coronavirus and all of the lockdown and everything, but normally like 2 million or even more than 2 million people go there. So there's loads and loads of people, millions and millions of people go for Hajj from all over the world. All right. And they celebrate Eid, and we will celebrate Eid too. So all of you will celebrate Eid too. So there's people that go for Hajj. They take a few things with them. So here's an example in this picture of some of the things that they may take with them. One important thing when you go for Hajj is to have good morals. You can see it here. Good morals are very important. Okay, and we'll talk a bit more about how your morals are linked when you go for Hajj. Okay, so when you go for Hajj, you will take maybe some slippers, you will take a few clothes with you, but things have to be very simple. So you don't need to take all your luxuries that you have in your life. So you don't need to maybe take your PlayStation or your Game Boy or your Xbox. You don't need these extra things. An excellent point there. Sorry, Muhammad Ali Raza Shah, just noticed you've also mentioned that it's the Shahadat of Imam Muhammad Baqir alayhi salam and Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqil. Excellent, well done. So this date also comes up just before Eid. Well done for remembering that. And the Biha has written all these things that she would take, that you would take when you go for Hajj. So a bag, some books of du'as, the Quran, the tasbih, sajdah, slippers, your ihram, so your clothes, the special clothes you're going to wear. So you pack these things. You keep simple things, yeah. So you don't take lots of things because you're going to be moving from place to place. So we're going to have a look at some of the things, places that you would go to. So the first place that you would go to is the Kaaba. Okay, and you can see it here, the Kaaba, and that is like the picture behind me. You probably can't see it very well, but that's like the picture behind me. And this is the Kaaba, and like we said, millions and millions of people come here and visit the Kaaba. The Kaaba is a very special holy place and an important landmark for Muslims. So all Muslims have a very special. We all believe this place is very special. It is in Mecca, which is in Saudi Arabia. And the word Kaaba means a cube in Arabic. So it's the shape of a cube. And it's so amazing. So if any of you have been there, you will know what it feels like. So when you come here and you stand at the gates or the doors, these little pillars here, and you look, you close your eyes and maybe look at the Kaaba, it's just an amazing, mashallah, amazing feeling. Inshallah, if you haven't been, I pray, and you can also pray that you get to go there someday soon with your parents, because it's a lovely place to go and lots of du'as are answered when you go there. Inshallah, you'll all get to go soon if you haven't been. Allah refers to the Kaaba as my house. So it's the house of Allah. That doesn't mean though that Allah lives inside this Kaaba, okay? It means that this is like a central place where Allah is, and we can feel that this is Allah's house. It's so special, and so special that everyone around the whole world face this Kaaba when they read Salah, so when they read their namaz. So when you face the Qibla, wherever you are, whatever country you're in, whatever house you're in, wherever a house or a hotel, every time you face the Kaaba, you're facing the Qibla, which shows you which way the Kaaba is. So everybody, when they pray, face towards the Kaaba, and that's so amazing. That doesn't happen for anybody in any religion. Nobody does that. So it's a really special thing that we do as Muslims. And yes, such an important point there. Imam Ali alayhi salam was born in the Kaaba. So we believe that there's a crack in the side of the Kaaba where the mother of Imam Ali alayhi salam went inside and she gave birth to Imam Ali alayhi salam. So very, very special place. I can see that 2 people have their hands up. Mujtaba Ali, what would you like to say?
Once I went to the Kaaba, but when you're 40 years old, is that when you can start doing tawaf?
Oh, tawaf. So yeah, when you're you can do tawaf at any age. So even if you're young, I'm sure maybe if you were younger as well, your parents may have picked you up and gone around and did tawaf. So tawaf is when you go around the Kaaba, and we go around the Kaaba. How many times, Mujtaba? Do you know how many times we go around the Kaaba?
We go around the Kaaba 7 times.
Excellent, 7 times. Yeah. So if you are doing Hajj, so you could be any age, you need to go and do tawaf. So, but it's wajib on you when you're at the age when things become wajib. So when you're older, so it's for girls, it's about 9, and for boys, it's a little bit later. Once things are wajib, then it becomes wajib on you to do it. It's a must to do it. But when you're younger, I'm sure your parents would love you to do it, and it's good to do it as well. You can go around the Kaaba 7 times, so everybody can do that. Brilliant, excellent. Thank you for sharing that, Mujtaba. Fatima Mirza, what would you like to say? Fatima Mirza, let me unmute you. Yes, Fatima Mirza?
I wanted to say you have to go 7 times around the Kaaba.
Okay, thank you very much. Well done. 7 times around the Kaaba. Well done. And Madia, what would you like to say?
I'd like to say that there's a special cone called Maqam-e-Ibrahim, and it's a footprint that was left by Prophet Ibrahim when he was building the Kaaba with his son Ismail. Excellent, well done. So that's 2 really important facts there that Madia just shared with us. So the Kaaba was built by Prophet Ibrahim and his son. And if you can see this little gold dome thing here, in here is with Maqam Ibrahim, where they have the footprint of the Prophet Ibrahim. So that's how special it is. And that footprint is there to remind us that we should follow the footprints of our Prophet, okay, to do the right things like Prophet Ibrahim did. Okay, excellent. You know, all know a lot of facts about Hajj. That's brilliant. I've got Muhammad Ali Raza Shah telling me that Hajj al-Aswad was white when it was in heaven, but when it came down to earth, it turned black because a lot of sins were done. So that's the black stone that is on the side. Okay, excellent. Thank you very much, Muhammad. Right, so there is a special stone which was sent from heaven, which is what we just Muhammad just mentioned to us. Pilgrims begin and end each round of the tawaf at it. So we start at the stone and then we go around, and that once we get back to the stone, that is 1. Yeah, once you've done it again, then there's another. Okay, Muhammad, I think you want to say something, so let me unmute you. Yeah, Muhammad Ali Raza Shah. Can you unmute yourself now? Imam Mahdi will come in front of the Kaaba on the day of judgment and read namaz.
Okay, all right, excellent. Yeah, all right, thank you very much, Mohammed. So it's going to be a very special place. People face there. We are going to pray Salah there. We're going to pray our namaz there. Excellent. Okay, so story time. And it just says here in the corner, keep calm and have good morals. So Hajj, there are lots of stories about Hajj. So a lot of stories that go with the things that we do on Hajj. So for example, on Eid al-Adha, on the day of Eid or during Hajj, you make a sacrifice. Does anybody know this history or what the story is behind making a sacrifice? And Prophet Ibrahim, what sort of sacrifice did Prophet Ibrahim make? Okay, Mujtaba Ali, would you like to tell us?
The sacrifice was about his son, Prophet Ismail.
And what did he do about his son? What happened?
So the whole story is about one night he had a dream about Allah was saying him to sacrifice, to sacrifice his son.
Right. Yes. Exactly. So.
And then he had it for many nights.
Yeah.
Then he actually did. Then he had a he had a chat with his mother and told him all about it. So then he was blindfolded.
Right.
Then soon as he was just about to sacrifice his son, but then Allah's power turned it into a sheep.
Right, excellent, well done. So the Prophet saw a dream, thank you, Mustafa, that he was going to sacrifice his son. So can you imagine that? Can you imagine your parents seeing a dream like that? Or can you imagine seeing a dream about sacrificing or hurting somebody that you loved a lot? The Prophet loved Allah so much so that when he saw this dream a few times, he realized that this was something that Allah wanted him to do. So he went and he did it. So he went to his son and he told his son, he said, you know, I've seen this dream and Allah has told me that I should sacrifice you. And now the son was a good son. He didn't say, no, you can't do that. How dare you do that to me? And, you know, he didn't argue with his father. He said to his father, if that's what Allah wants you to do, then please, you know, he was happy with it. He did, he went for it, okay? He didn't argue with his father. But and the amazing thing was that when this happened, so obviously Prophet was very worried and concerned, but he was doing what Allah wanted, so he had faith in Allah. He blindfolded himself so he couldn't see it. And he lay his son, before that he lay his son down and he was going to sacrifice him. And once he had done it, so he had thought that he had made, you know, done it to his son. When he took the blindfold off, he realized that actually it wasn't his son and Allah had placed it with a sheep, okay? So Allah did an amazing, you know, a miracle sort of thing there. But he tested the Prophet and the Prophet passed that test and he trusted Allah and Allah saved his son because he trusted Allah. Sirat Fatima, what would you like to add? You wanted to say something?
I started walking near the Kaaba when I was only 1 year.
Oh, okay, excellent. Well done. So you walked around the Kaaba? Very good. You did your tawaf, inshallah. Excellent. That is good. Well done. Mahdiya said, mashallah. That's very good. Excellent. And Mahdiya also said, because he sacrificed his son, but he did it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, happiness, and instead he was a sheep. There was a sheep, exactly. So because he did it for Allah, his happiness, he passed that test, let's say, and he was rewarded with that. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Another story to do with Hajj, because there's another action that we do. So we go around the Kaaba 7 times, and then we also go between 2 mountains. Does anybody know the name of the 2 mountains that we go through, that we walk through? Yes, you can also do it when you do Umrah. So when you do Umrah, you do all of these actions as well. Excellent. Yes, that's right, Muhammad Ali Raza Shah. Safa and Marwa. So what's the story in that? What story is there and why do we walk between Safa and Marwa? Okay, Mahdiya, do you know the story? Would you like to share it with us?
Yeah. So, Prophet, there was a Prophet and he was going with his wife in a desert.
That's right.
They one of them went to go get water, and the mother kept on seeing water, and she ran between the 2 mountains trying to get the water.
Excellent, well done. She was running between the and then what happened? So what happened? Oh, Mahdiya, have you unmuted yourself? Mahdiya, what happened after that?
Then there was some special water called Zamzam.
Exactly.
That came for them to drink.
Brilliant.
And we sometimes collect it from Hajj.
Yeah, it's a very special sort of water that we can have, that we can drink. Zamzam is sort of, it's very special, so people feel that it cures them. To drink it is very, very important. Okay, it's good for you. So yes, it was Prophet Ibrahim, and he was asked by Allah to leave his wife Hajra and his little baby Ismail in the desert on their own. So again, Prophet Ibrahim trusted Allah, and he left his wife and the baby in the desert between these two mountains. Now, as Madia said, the mother, Hajar, she was Bibi Hajar, she was trying to get water, and she kept seeing water, so she was running from side to side between these two mountains trying to get some water. But what happened was that the baby, underneath his foot, where he was maybe kicking in the desert, from there came a gush of water. So water came out from the ground. So again, this is like a miracle. Allah tested the Prophet, and they were rewarded with this lovely water. Now, this spring of water is still there today. And when you go and you drink this water, it is lovely. You know, it just feels really nice taste to it, and you love to drink it. And you can even wash yourself with it to clean yourselves with it. Okay? And yes, Zamzam means stop, stop, because there was so much water coming out at that time. We'd say Zamzam because it kept coming. Okay, well done. And a lot of you are telling me, so Muhammad Ali Raza told me that it was telling me the same thing. The baby rubbed the feet, and the floor, the water floor came out. Again, this water has been going on since then. So this special spring of water. Okay, excellent. Some of you have your hands up, so let's have a listen to what you have to say. Nadia, what would you like to say?
I'd like to say that I think it might have been the raised hand from before.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Well done. Sirat Fatima, would you like to add something? Would you like to say something?
Once Prophet Muhammad had dreamed, Prophet Ibrahim had dreamed that you should sacrifice the best thing you like. He ignored that dream. The second day this dream came again, then he ignored it. But when the third day came, so he asked Prophet Ismail, and he took Prophet Ismail to sacrifice him.
Right.
He put a cloth on his eyes, and then he started to sacrifice. And when he
What happened when he sacrificed him?
And when he did out the cloth, then
so when he closed his eyes, so he
then
covered
the sheep was there, and
Yeah.
it was sacrificed.
Yes, well done. Okay, thank you. Well done, Sirat Fatima. That's a story there, excellent. And that is why we sacrifice. We make a sacrifice on this Eid. So maybe your parents, if you can't do it here in England, they might talk to somebody in another country and ask them to do the sacrifice for you. In Makkah, when people are on Hajj, they do the sacrifice there. So it happens all around the world. And that meat that comes from the sacrifice is given to the poor people. Okay, so it's distributed and not wasted. Fatima Mirza, what would you like to say?
I want to say that even we have in these days Zamzam at home.
Oh, good. Okay, excellent. So you've got some at home, so it's good to drink. And often when people are unwell, we like to give them some Zamzam to make them feel better. Well done, excellent. Muhammad Ali Raza Shah said everybody wears white clothes when they go for Hajj. Exactly. So for the men, so when you go for Hajj, you wear special clothes called your ihram. Okay, and for men, it's 2 sheets of a bit like towels, but 2 of them, that one they put around their waist and one they put around their top, and everybody's is the same. Everybody should be the same. And the reason for this is because Allah reminds us that in Allah's eyes, we are all the same. If you have more money than another person, it doesn't make you any better. If you're more intelligent than the other person, it doesn't make you any better. If you're a different color to the other person, it doesn't make you any better. Everybody in Allah's eyes is the same, are the same. We're all the same for Allah. So he reminds us by that, and he says, take off your normal everyday clothes. So maybe there's somebody who always wears a suit, or somebody who always looks really nice in some very glorious clothes. that doesn't matter. When they go for Hajj, they just wear these 2 simple sheets of that, and that's for the men. And for the ladies, sometimes they wear white, sometimes they might wear a different color as well. But the idea is you wear some nice, clean clothes. You obviously, for ladies, you keep yourself covered, so you have proper hijab, and you keep yourself covered, and you wear clean clothes to go and make your pilgrimage, to do your Hajj in the right way. Okay? Now, let's just going to read a bit more on, and then I'll ask some questions. So when you reach Makkah, you'll be walking into Masjid al-Haram. So this is the masjid, really big, so you can see the Kaaba is there, but this is the whole masjid. So you walk inside and you go towards the Kaaba. Then you would go to Arafah. Now this is the place of Arafah, and you'll spend the afternoon in prayer, remembering Allah. So people, we go to Arafah and we pray and we ask Allah for His forgiveness. Asking for forgiveness is one of the most important things we can do, because Allah is the most forgiving. That's one of His names. He forgives us when we make our mistakes. So we should make sure we ask Him for forgiveness. So people spend the afternoon here and you ask Allah to forgive you for all of your sins. Okay, all of the mistakes you may have done. Let's see, and then you go to Muzdalifah. Okay, and here you will collect about 21 stones. So you need pebbles, little pebbles. You need to collect some pebbles to throw at the shaitan. Okay, so I'll show you in a minute, maybe in the next one. Okay, yeah, stoning the shaitan. So you would be throwing stones at the pillars that represent the shaitan. There are 3 of them. There's a small one, then there's one that's a bit bigger, and there's one that's even bigger. So you start from one day, you go and hit the small shaitan with little pebbles. So you hit the pillar and you hit it with the pebbles, and every time you're hitting it, you're thinking that you want to stop the shaitan, and you're asking for forgiveness, and you're trying to keep the shaitan away from you. You ask for forgiveness for things that you may have done, and you ask Allah to keep you on the right path. Okay, so you have a small pillar, then one that's a bit bigger, and then you have the biggest pillar. And this is to remind us always that we need to push shaitan away from us. Okay, shaitan will always come and try and guide us and tell us to go and do wrong, but we should have the right morals, and we should know what is right and what is wrong, and we should keep away from the shaitan. Okay, and when we say things like A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, or when you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you are keeping shaitan away. You're telling shaitan, I believe in Allah and I trust Allah, so I don't need you. And so you should try and remember to say these things so that you can try and push the shaitan away, because he does try and trick everybody. Okay, however good we are, he does try to trick us. So we have to be strong and have good morals so that we can make sure we do the right things. Okay, Mujtaba Ali, you have your hand up. What would you like to say?
The thing I wanted to say was before that that I didn't think you saw. So can you go back to where the Zamzam bit was?
Yeah. I didn't have a slide with Zamzam. I just spoke about it, I think, and the story time. What did you want to say about Zamzam?
I have my Zamzam, so can I show it to you?
Okay, sure. You can.
Okay, I'm getting it.
Okay. So if everyone can see Mujtaba's picture camera, you'll be able to see. Hopefully, he's going to show us some Zamzam.
This.
Okay, excellent. Let's see the bottle.
Yeah.
I can still see you.
Okay, I'm switching the camera now.
Okay. Yes, okay, brilliant. You've got a nice big bottle. So where did you get this bottle of Zamzam from?
I think I got it from Makkah.
Okay, so you brought it back with you?
Or maybe somewhere at the airport.
Yeah, okay, excellent. So when we go, we could bring some back with us, or maybe if you have family and friends that go, they might bring some back for you. And now also in our Islamic shops, you can sometimes buy some from there as well. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that with us, Mujtaba. That's lovely. Fatima Mirza, what would you like to say? Fatima Mirza, do you want to unmute yourself?
I think I forgot.
Okay, sorry. Maybe you were waiting a while. Okay, and how about Madia? What would you like to say?
I'd like to say that I'd actually like to ask a question.
Sure.
Do you know what Prophet Ibrahim's mother's name was?
Oh, Prophet Ibrahim's mother. I can't remember it just now. Let me have a think, okay? Is that your question? I'll get back to you, okay? Thank you. And Benin, you have your hand up. Can you unmute yourself? Doesn't seem like you've got a mic there. Benin, maybe if you write it in the chat box, okay? Excellent, right. So let's carry on. Now, when you go to Mina, we make a tent. So this is just an example of a tent. So if you have some time at home in the next few days, you can make yourself a tent maybe and pretend you are in Mina. And here you do practice lots of good morals because there's so many people there. And some people might be pushing and you might be tired and it might be hot. But during this time, you need to make the right choice and do the right thing. So maybe if there's no space for somebody, you could give them some space. Okay, so make some good decisions. Maybe if someone pushed you, rather than getting angry at them, you can be nice and calm and just walk away nicely rather than being angry and being rude to them. So when like we said earlier, you sacrifice a sheep. Another thing, and this here says you could pretend to cut your hair, so don't really cut your hair. Another thing that gets done at Hajj is that you'll notice that men, they shave off all their hair. Okay, so they come back like a new person, like a baby. They've got no hair on their head. And for women, for ladies, they say you can cut a little bit, just a little bit. You don't need to go bald if you're a woman. You just cut a little bit of your hair. So this is, something that we all do as well. So just if you wanted to pretend to do some of the actions at home, you could pretend to cut your hair, but don't really cut your hair because I don't think your parents would be happy with that. Tawaf, like we said before, was going around the Kaaba 7 times. And as you are doing it, you may meet the Imam of our time, Imam Zaman alayhi salam, because the Imam is said to be among the people sometimes, so he may be there when you go. So that would be really special. If you want to, at home, like we said, there were 2 mountains that Bibi Hajra ran through to try and get water. She went from one mountain, from Safa to Marwa to Safa, and she would say, Labaik Allahumma labaik, when you say that. When you're going down, you can say that. And that means that we are from God, and to Him we return. So Allah has made us, and He sent us to this earth, and He will take us away from this earth, and we'll go back to Him as well. Okay, so we came from Him, and we'll go back to Him. You can make little mountains yourself at home, okay, and you can do some running between the 2 mountains safely. Be careful, and you can run between the 2 mountains or walk between the 2 mountains. Okay, walking. There is a little bit if you've been for Umrah or Hajj, you'll notice that there's some green lights that come up halfway through, or maybe a little bit less than halfway, and in that space you're meant to do some running. So the men normally run in that space, but otherwise you can walk back and forth, and you can say labaik Allahumma labaik. Okay, right. Okay, now we have a Kahoot game just to remind ourselves of the good morals. You have this wheel here, if you can see this wheel, and it tells us the good morals. So honesty, taking being genuine, doing the right, talking straight, doing the right thing, courage, and taking accountability for your results. So if you do make a mistake, be strong. So let's say you broke your mom's vase, Be strong and say, yes, Mum, I'm sorry, I broke it. I won't do it again. I'll be more careful. So be strong, have courage. You should have trust in keeping your promises. So people should be able to trust you and you should trust them. Caring, listen carefully to others. Working together to achieve shared goals. So when you are having good morals, you should be caring to each other. So it's not like, oh, it doesn't matter what you're saying. You should listen to them and you should appreciate what they say. You should respect each other. Okay, respect is very important. So by respecting, that means you listen to them, you're kind to them, you help them. So we should treat everybody the same, okay? Just because they're your friend doesn't mean you have to be nice to them and then somebody who's not your friend you be rude to. We should be nice to everybody. We should respect everyone. Fairness, we should always be fair, treating people justly and equally. We should be fair. We shouldn't be rude to, maybe if you've got two sisters and you shouldn't be unfair with them, maybe give one of them 5 sweets and one of them only 2 sweets. You should be fair with them both, okay? So Hajj teaches us about good morals. So that is an important thing to remember. Right, so we're going to have a Kahoot game. So let me stop sharing the screen with you and I will find the Kahoot. I think it's this one. Yep, it's this one. So let's play this one. Play now. Okay, so you'll all need to get onto Kahoot. Let me just check the chat. What's the pin? Let me open it up and I will tell you what the pin is. Okay, so enter the game pin. Game pin is 633261. So 633261. I'm typing it in for everybody. So if you can all join the Kahoot. This Kahoot is about Hajj, okay? So if everybody can join. If anyone is having any issues in joining, then please either raise your hand or write it in the chat. It looks like everyone is joining. Excellent. Well done. So how many people have we got in? We've got 8 players in. So there's quite a few more to go, 9 of you to go. Okay, keep going, keep adding yourselves in. So the pin is 633261. We've got 8 players. Fatima Mirza, are you in? No. Nadia, are you in? Nadia's in. Okay. Sirat Fatima's in. Excellent. If you're having any issues in joining, then please let me know.
I can't be in it.
Oh, how come, Mohammed? You can't access it?
But I need all my sister's phone, so I need.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I can do on here as well.
Okay, good. Good.
Can
Right. Excellent. So if everyone can get on, we've got 10 people in. So there's about 6 more people. Oh, actually maybe 5.
One thing, can my sister be in it?
Yeah, sure. That's fine. Just need to go in and put the pin. Okay? Anyone can play. So we've got 10 players in. Well done. Couple more to go. Muhammad Ali Shah, you okay there? Have you signed in? Urwa, are you in? Urwa, I can't see you on the name. Oh, you can't do the Kahoot today,
We're not in. We can do the Kahoot, but we can't find it.
You can't find it. So have you gone to kahoot.it? Go to the website kahoot.it and put this game pin in.
Yeah.
Yeah? Excellent. Okay, well done. A lot of you have got in. Just a couple more. We'll wait 1 or 2 more minutes. So, let's see. Okay, still 10 players. Benin said she can't connect today. Okay, Benin. All right, I think we will get started now. If you're having any issues and you need some help, just unmute yourself and let me know. Otherwise, we'll get started. All right, okay, excellent. So this Kahoot is all about Hajj. Okay, so they're Hajj questions. Not very many questions. I think it's only 8 questions, I think, so it won't take too long. Are you ready? So say Bismillah. 3, 2, 1. Question number 1. The Great Mosque is in which city? Which city is this Great Mosque in? Medina, Mecca, Delhi, or Jerusalem? Where is this? Okay, excellent. So 9 of you got the right answer. This is in Mecca. In Medina, we have another holy mosque, which is the Green Dome Masjid, the Masjid al-Nabawi, which is where the Prophet's Masjid, okay? So that's where you would also visit. So during Hajj, sometimes people go to say salam to the Prophet before they go to Mecca, or sometimes they go after. But Medina is also a very special place. But the Kaaba and this great mosque that we saw here is in the city of Mecca. So well done, everybody. Let's see how we did on our leaders board. So well done, Shabbar, Mujtaba, Sirat Fatima, Mazhar, Fatima Mirza, and well done everyone else. Remember, this keeps changing all the time. So keep going. Don't think that just because your name's not there, you can't get on the board. Keep going. Question number 2. Approximately how many people attend Hajj every year? So not this year, but approximately how many attend Hajj? So 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, or 10 million? How many people do you think attend Hajj? Yeah, okay, 2 million. That was quite a hard one. And all of you, the 4 of you said 1 million, 4 said 2 million, and 4 said 10 million. So it might even be more than 2 million, but probably that's the approximate that we've got here. Okay, excellent, well done. So let's see our leaders board change slightly. Not sure who H is here, but well done, H. You are on our board as well. I don't know. Is it Husseini? Is it Husni? Zara? Maybe I can't. Don't know who the H is, but okay, that's good. Well done. Next question. In what country does the Hajj take place? So, in what country? Iraq, Egypt, Iran, or Saudi Arabia? Which country would you go to in order to do Hajj? Do you think you'd go to Iraq, Iran, Egypt, or Saudi Arabia? You have a map there. Which country is this? Okay, well done. Yes, Saudi Arabia, well done. Now, Iraq and Iran are also very special places for us because we have different mosques there. But Saudi Arabia is where we go for Hajj. Okay, excellent. Well done. So we've got Mujtaba, Sirat Fatima, Mazhar, H, and Muhammad Ali on our board. Excellent. And Mazhar, you have a streak of 3 correct answers in a row, so you've got a special flame next to your name. Well done. And well done, everyone else. Keep going. All right, now remember, it keeps changing. What is tawaf? What does it mean if you are doing a tawaf? It means a special clothes for Hajj. It means the high priest, where the pilgrims stay, or circling the Kaaba 7 times. What does tawaf mean? What does it mean if you are doing tawaf? Okay, let's see. Very good. You all got that. Circling the Kaaba 7 times. Excellent. Well done. And the people stayed the same, but the points have risen. Okay, excellent. Well done. Keep going, everyone. Why is the Kaaba so important? It was where Jesus was born. Muhammad saw God there. Abraham first worshipped God there. It's worth a lot of money. So it might be like Ibrahim, maybe. Yeah? Have a think about which one do you think is real? The true reason. Okay, well done. Excellent. So yes, the Prophet Ibrahim first worshipped God. So he realized and appreciated Allah, thanked Allah here. Good. Nobody actually saw God, so Prophet Muhammad didn't see God there, so we can't say that. It's not special because it's worth a lot of money. It's got a lot of value, even more than money. You couldn't even put a price on the Kaaba, okay? And it's not where Jesus was born, but it was where Imam Ali alayhi salam was born, like somebody mentioned a bit earlier. Okay, excellent. Well done. You're doing really well. Sirat Fatima, you've got made your way to the top. Excellent. You've got a streak of 5. Next question. Who cannot attend Hajj? So who is Hajj not for? So if you're pregnant, if you're about to have a baby, for non-Muslims, people who haven't been before, people who believe in God. Which one of these do you think cannot attend Hajj, are not allowed to attend Hajj? Which one do you think it is? Right, yes, non-Muslims. So only Muslims. So in the city of Makkah, you can actually only go there to the Kaaba if you are a Muslim. Okay, non-Muslims are not allowed. Right, excellent, well done. So our board, the names are staying the same. We're nearly there. Someone who has successfully attended Hajj, so somebody who has done Hajj, what would we call them? A Haji, Hijra, Hajjar, or Hajira? Which one do you think it is? If you've done Hajj, what do you think? I didn't mention this to you, but have a guess. What do you think you're called if you have done Hajj? Yes, a Haji, well done. So if you have done Hajj, you are called a Haji. Excellent. Well done. So 8, you've got the highest answer streak here of 7. And Chapar, I think you come onto the board. And Muhammad Ali's there. Well done. Zero Fatima, you're still at the top. Let's do the next question. In the plain of Arafah on the Hajj is where pilgrims do what? They get together to eat, they stand before Allah to pray, they socialize, or they enjoy the nature. What do you think everybody does when they are in the plains or on the land of Arafah? Yes, that's correct. You stand before Allah to pray and you ask for forgiveness. Excellent. Let's see our podium then. In 3rd place, we have H. Well done, H. I wish I knew your full name. In 2nd place, we have Mazhar. Well done, Mazhar. And in 1st place, we have Sirat Fatima. So well done. Excellent. And we have runners-up. We have Muhammad. I think it was probably Muhammad Ali Shah. And Shabir was also a runner-up. Okay. Well done. And well done to everybody for taking part. And you did a good job. You did a great job as long as you took part. We're very happy with you. Well done. Okay. Yes, this is Husni Zahra. Well done, Husni Zahra. Excellent. Thank you for sharing your name. Okay, and we've come to the end of our session today. So I want to say to you, let me go back to my PowerPoint so I can go back to the screen. I wanted to say have a happy Eid. Okay, today though, like somebody mentioned before, we have got some sad days. So we have the death of the Imam Baqir alayhi salam, and then also Muslim Ibn Aqil, somebody also very important. Maybe you can ask your parents who he was, and he was also killed in these days, so just before Eid. All right, but inshallah on Friday it will be Eid, so I hope you all have a lovely day, inshallah. Let's end off now before we finish today with the dua of Imam Zamana. Okay, my mouse is being funny. Okay. Oh, just something if you want to do at home. So like we said, you can make the tents if you want to be like you're tenting or you're sleeping outside. You could collect some pebbles. So rather than pebbles, you could make little tissue balls and you can throw them at a pillar. You could make a little pillar like a water bottle or something. Don't hit it with anything hard because I don't want you to hurt anybody. Or you could make little sheep if you'd like to. You could do something creative for Eid. All right, just some ideas for you to do. Right, and we will finish off with the dua Imam Zamana. So you can join in. I'm going to just enlarge my screen so I can play it for you all. My screen is being funny, so let me just. Okay. And please join in. Sorry, I'm not sure if you can hear the sound actually. Let me just. Okay, thank you for joining me today. Inshallah, I hope you have a lovely Eid, and we'll see you next week. Okay, Khuda Hafiz. Just stop sharing my screen. See you next week, inshallah.